Hey everyone, welcome to our podcast. My name is Hansel. I'm here with my best buddy Wayne. We wrote a book which, like this podcast, is also called theCoderBros Go to White Castle. It's a book about our story, how we grew up Asian, how we became best friends, and how we found our White Castle. Only our metaphorical destination wasn't a fast food joint, but an awesome little business called the Coder School that we now run together. So we started this podcast to explore the stories of other Asian Americans, just like us, and how they write their own book. So Wayne, who do we got on tap today?
All right. Our guest today has and is still having a great career in marketing. Could probably be called Mr. Marketing based on all the roles, executive roles he's had at so many big companies. But that's the boring stuff. I actually didn't even really want to mention that. Not as interested in all of that. But I'm more impressed with the fact that he's a family man and has successfully uprooted his family from moving from Northern California to Minnesota and then back to Southern California.
Was that your Midwest accent, Wayne? Minnesota?
Minnesota. And
that sounds more like Arnold Schwarzenegger,
picking up that accent. I was actually born there, so I'll come back to that. I definitely want to find out how he did that successfully, why. Can't wait to find out about that. He is a graduate of Brown University, but more importantly, his son just got accepted to Northwestern.
Nice.
So got to hear all about that journey. And from a selfish reason, I always like to learn as a parent. He is a super humble guy. I never even knew this until I looked you up on LinkedIn, and I found out that you have a graduate degree from Stanford. And so that does show he's a highly educated person and can get into the top schools. But more importantly, I've never heard him mention the word. I don't even think he roots for Stanford, anything. So I think that just shows how humble he actually is. And yeah, so he's never actually even mentioned probably Brown either, to be honest.
Wayne, you just like insulted everybody from Brown, because what I heard was, when I knew you went to Brown, I wasn't at all impressed. But when I heard you went to Stanford, I became impressed. So you have a lot of Brown alumni.
That's right. That's right.
Vicky Powell.
Yeah.
You're off right now.
Dude, you know,
right.
Wayne thinks Brown is at about the same level as Wash U.
That's right. Wash U's right there, man. Wash U. Wash U.
I'm not going to argue with you. Wash U's great, man.
Even I argue with that.
But hey, so people still don't know. I haven't even introduced you yet, and you're already interrupting. So above all that, he is a very good athlete, can play almost any sport. He's also a huge, big sports fan. And we will try not to hold this against him, but he roots for all of the Philadelphia teams. So even with that, we're still having him on this podcast.
This is a long introduction, Wayne.
Yeah, I know. This is kind of getting really long. I'm kind of running out of time. But his name is Jim Yang.
All right, Jim. Oh, and just to make things clear, this is the Jim Yang, not Jimmy O Yang.
Yeah,
regular
right.
Jim Yang.
He's on like next week, right? With you guys?
That's right.
Yeah,
we're bringing Jimmy on.
Yeah. I'll put another call to him.
You got to make sure you got to be funnier than Jimmy O.
Right.
Yeah.
So Jim, welcome to the podcast. Start us off by telling us what you're up to now.
So what am I up to now? Well, Wayne hit on some of these things.
Yeah, you only have 2 minutes left, honestly. I took up about 45
Wayne
minutes.
took up so much time. So, I work in marketing. I live down in Southern California in Orange County, and currently dedicating a lot of my time to cheering for Philly sports, as you said. Eagles, 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 playing this weekend to go to the Super Bowl. It's funny. I was thinking about some of the stuff that we talked about in the past, and what am I up to? I thought I'd tell you a little background. I don't know if you guys knew. So this is an Asian podcast, right? So I'm actually half Chinese, but half Taiwanese. I don't know if you guys knew that part of me.
Is that not the same thing?
I didn't even think that was different.
People like yourself.
That adds up to 100% Chinese.
Yeah. We could, them fighting words.
Right.
So wait, you're actually half Taiwanese, meaning like original from Taiwan?
My mom speaks Taiwanese. It would be like one way you could say that, but yeah. And my dad came from mainland China to Taiwan, like many people's parents.
So
my mom is actually from Taiwan.
Would you actually say you're Taiwanese? Like if somebody said to you, "What are you?" Would you say Taiwanese?
I would say I'm half Chinese, I'm half Taiwanese.
Well, there you go.
And that makes my kids a quarter Chinese, quarter Taiwanese, and a half Korean.
And yeah, that's right. and Korean. So
Wow.
wow.
So okay, so partially Taiwanese. So and then, but you grew up in the Pennsylvania area, which is why you're a
Yep.
Philly rooting for Philly.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
where?
Wayne saying that actually reminded me that I've been all over. So we actually born in Boston, but moved at one. Philly, lived in Minnesota, not in the right order, Minnesota, New
Minnesota.
York City, Northern California, all over by you guys, and now Southern California, and 2 months in Taiwan working, which is probably.
You worked in so you worked in Taiwan. So okay, all right. So all right. So it sounds like first of all you're all over the place, but you have an allegiance to Pennsylvania or Philly. You must
Yeah,
have been there.
from 1 years
Yeah.
old to 16. Here's the thing,
Uh,
right? You guys know
Okay,
whoever
that's
you
the
cheer
longest time.
for when you're like 12, that's it. I don't
yeah.
understand people who change allegiances
Like
That's
me,
Hansel
away from that.
though.
What is wrong with people?
Yeah,
I mean,
dude.
that's
I'm a
whatever you cheer
Hansel.
Rams
for at
fan
12, that's
and a
it.
Niners
Locked in.
fan.
I don't change, yeah. Hansel does. He
Yeah,
changes to
I
What's
go
whoever's
with the
wrong with you,
winning.
flow.
Hansel?
I go with whoever's winning and who I
Yeah.
Okay,
like.
that's
I'm a total
lame.
fair weather.
Yeah.
Makes it more fun.
Typical
That's
California.
right.
Yeah. All right. So so you were telling us earlier that you actually went to Taiwan to do something weird. So you went to Taiwan to actually work there? Was this like right out of school?
Yeah, my first job, GE Nuclear. Graduated engineering degree, so went there. I did all this like boring engineering stuff, and I was like, oh my goodness, what the
Yeah.
heck am I doing? So I found this program, and it was the field engineering program. You go and service nuclear power plants. They
So
shut
so
them
you
down, and then you fix them.
so you had
Whoa.
graduated Brown and then this is like
Yeah, this is
coming
my
out of
first
your
job,
first job and
mechanical
it's like
engineering
I'm
degree.
going to
Yeah.
Taiwan to
No,
fix
no, first job, rotational program.
ah
The steam, the valve thing, the blah blah blah, the water. I don't know, all this
A
crap.
nuclear reactor, though. That
Yeah, and
sounds very dangerous.
yeah, but all paper, just sitting around running calculations and simulations and that kind of stuff. It was super not my thing. I thought I'd be like designing cool stuff. I don't know what I saw. So my answer was to look around and see what else there was. I did a 6 month stint in HR of all places. And then I heard about this field engineering thing and I was like, this is exciting. And it was in Taiwan. And as you already know, I'm half Taiwanese.
That's
So
indeed.
I
right.
was like, to the homeland, to the motherland.
Oh
Oh
man.
man.
So I went, and I'm not joking. It was the farthest thing from what we know our white collar work. They take the nuclear power plant, flood it, turn it off, flood it up, and then we stare down. We're on a bridge. We stare down, and we drop tools and cameras down there. And
Why?
these
For
dudes are
fun?
all, yeah, to fix it. Like you gotta redo the
Fix it.
fuel. Yeah,
So
weld
you're like
brass.
rappelling down this thing.
No. You do everything remotely, and so you
Oh.
drop a camera in there. So that was my job because
Oh,
I couldn't lift.
they flood it with water so you can put a
Yes.
camera in that drives around
Oh
to
my
see stuff.
God.
Well, partly that they flood it with water, Hansel, so that the radioactivity doesn't kill you because water is a very good shield of
I see.
radioactivity. Yes,
That's
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 why
what
you
I was
flood it with
about to
water.
say. I wonder how safe it is there. And like the regulations there, they're just like, yeah, it's this guy we hired from America. Send him in.
Let's just kill him. Who cares?
That's why my daughter has ADHD and my son is slightly autistic, is because the mutations that happened to my genes, like while I was there, I'm pretty sure.
That's crazy. So did
That's it.
anything crazy happen while you were?
No, I dropped the tool in, and we had to stop work and like drop stuff down to go fish it, like a gigantic wrench to go pick it up and stuff. But the funniest thing really is like these guys they're like minimum like 250 pounds, jacked lumberjacks. Like
Asians that are
like
250 pounds?
no. I'm the only Asian dude. I'm the only dude under 200 pounds,
Wait,
and I
you're
can't
in
lift half the
Taiwan,
stuff.
though.
No, we all went over there.
Oh, these are
None of these
Americans.
people are local. This is GE
Oh.
crew, and
Oh,
they're all hired hands of like super
Oh.
big dudes, and this is what they do for a living. I was just there
And
as like
then
a
you?
voyeur. And
You
me.
know?
Yes, exactly. Little
Wow.
nerdy Asian dude, right? And so I'm handling the camera because it's really light and stuff, and I'm doing that.
Yeah.
But our day starts, we're 24 hours, around the clock. I was on a night shift. I started at 10 p.m. We got there, we worked, and did this crazy stuff, staring down at glowing nuclear rods and stuff. We do our thing. I try to hang with these dudes. The fun part, we're done. We drive back into Taipei and we start drinking like insane amounts of alcohol at 10 in the morning. The bar's open
10 in the
especially for
morning.
us. Yeah, because we just got off work and they
That
opened the
makes
bar
sense.
just for us. These dudes could drink like 10 beers and just
so
whatever.
as all
And
these
again,
white guys, were they looking to you to like translate all the time? Were they like, hey Jim, what's that Asian
they
thing over
would
there?
Hey,
they do that a
Taiwanese
little
boy.
bit.
Wonton.
Yeah, like, go tell her, some pretty girl or something.
You
Go
know
tell
that guy?
her.
Go to her. Yeah.
And my Chinese sucks, so I'm like, and I remember one day, like, he likes you. Do you want to have a drink or so? Crap like that and stuff. But the funny thing is, no joke, white guy, especially back then, like 30 years ago, Americans very exotic in Taiwan. So these guys had no trouble,
Oh,
like
wow.
hooking up with the locals. You would
Even
think,
at 10 in the morning.
yeah, yeah, and they had a beat. They knew the type that was there, single at the bar, but were not afraid. They knew the ones that are willing to. Yeah, it was weird. It was
Wow.
weird watching that happen in front of my eyes. And I'm sure I couldn't have hooked up with them. Like, they don't want some Chinese dude. They got plenty.
Just one of them.
Like, hello, you're Chinese. You Chinese sucks. You can barely speak the language. And you're Asian.
Right. You just seem like a moron, basically,
Yeah,
because
and
you're
you're
Chinese
only half
looking.
Taiwanese.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're Chinese looking, but you're like phony Chinese.
Right.
Yeah.
But these dudes are exotic. They're like got southern accents and beards and stuff.
Yeah.
So
they're like
let's see.
300
So growing up 1 to 16 in Pennsylvania, but you're basically Chinese. What was the upbringing like? Were your parents pretty much speaking to you in Chinese? Like how much culture did they put on you?
Yeah, I think from what I gather and talking to folks like you, pretty standard stuff. They spoke in Chinese, Mandarin specifically, and my brother and I replied in English. I don't know that I've ever spoken a word of Chinese to my parents, but enough so that
You didn't learn it? They
no,
didn't make you
no,
learn it?
no. But I can speak Chinese like a 4-year-old. I mean, I understand a fair amount of Chinese and I can speak Chinese because that's all they spoke to me probably for 10 years. I just never spoke it back to them. But I would speak it to my grandma because I had to, but pretty standard stuff. Like I could do whatever I wanted basically as long as I got straight A's. That kind of thing,
And you did get straight A's. So you and your brother Rich were like two guys who were just, you got your straight A's. You went to Brown, he went to UPenn, but they didn't have to crack the whip to get you guys there.
Largely that's about right. I mean, there were a couple times where we stepped out of line a little bit more, me than my brother, when sneaking out and stuff like that. But basically, yeah, we're pretty good kids,
So I mean that was what was it 30 years ago or so. How does that compare? So now let's go into this Northwestern side. You just got your kid into a really good school. You went to a really good school. Your brother went to a really good school. How does going into college compare back then and now?
I just had this conversation over dinner with my daughter. It's totally different, but totally the same, I think. So I won't go too much about it, but it's there's such a game being played now. Kids have to do so much more. So haven't we all said like, dude, if we were playing today, there's no way I'd.
Yeah, everyone says that.
Everybody says that, right? I say that too, but we leveled our efforts, competition, play the game to the playing field and environment and competition that we had and were able to succeed, get into great places like Brown and WashU, which are essentially the same thing as you've already said.
I don't know about that.
Now, if we had to
Jim.
deal with the current environment, competition, blah, 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 we would up our game probably and do the things that were necessary.
That's a good point.
And
Well, that's a good way of looking at it.
Start a foundation because, dude, that's so dumb, but I'm going to do it because that's
But
what
you gotta do it.
but I know a guy who can. So that's the thing. So that's why.
Did you guys play that? Was there, even though it was a much slower game, did you guys play that slower game back when you were younger? Did you guys think, hey, I'm gonna try for the Ivies?
Well, yeah, we played the game, but the game was, there was not grade inflation and there was not SAT inflation as much as there is today. So the game we played was the game that worked, which was get the best grades and the best scores you can. That was the game. And play a sport or two, ideally, and a couple extra of that. And that was good enough because that was the game. The game today. So with Peyton, I mean, credit to him, but the way I think about it, it's kind of funny. I think a little bit about life like this too, but for college, my sense is, be a little bit broad, so you've got a couple, things that hopefully tie together, and then be like have this spiky thing, right? They talk about I think so. All his stuff had to do with volleyball, ostensibly. He played volleyball and stuff, but he wasn't that great. Like he wasn't spiking, but he had a couple awards, a couple nice things like that, all league here and there. But what he ended up doing is then he did announcing for volleyball at a rival school. Actually, he coached his and Mac now middle school team. He assistant coached another club team that was in his club that he played for. He created and ran a camp at our church for volleyball. So all of these things are volleyball, but one is coaching, one is starting for underprivileged kids, which is the game part of the game you play. One was, so you get the idea. So a broad array of things that all tie together and spiking this. Oh,
So
wow, this kid is interesting.
wait, but the broad array of things here is mostly volleyball, or is there something else? Was that his story? He's a volleyball guy. Did he apply to be a major in volleyball?
No, but think, I left out something. Analytics.
WashU has a great volleyball program, by the way.
Yeah, probably much better than Brown.
Yeah, exactly.
Do we even have a volleyball program?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
But he also did analytics for a local college. So he did the stats and not just stats, but the analytics, right? Well, what is he applied under statistics. So, and he talks about sports analytics as an interest. So my point is, it's broad. You're like, that's not broad, but like, how is broadcasting and coaching and analytics and a program for underprivileged youth in Anaheim not broad? Just so happens I could put the word volleyball after each one. He was able to do those because he's pretty good at volleyball and has some decent connections in volleyball, so he could do all those things. But if I just said those words like analytics,
they don't
program, they don't. That's kind of a broad thing. But tied together, and now you have a story.
So I always heard that story needs to somehow relate to what you want to do in college.
So to me, yes. So his essays tied to, so the analytics part that he did directly ties because he's statistics. Right. But I think colleges also, so if you do all that and then you say East Asian studies on your thing, people are going to be like, shut up. You're just using that major to try to get in because nobody is majoring that anymore. So they can see right through that, right? But I think for him, like, it ties in a little bit with the thing. But I think largely they want to know, like, this person going to make stuff happen. This person going to like start something, maybe be successful after college, run things, become a CEO and give us a bunch of money. I don't know, stuff like that. They just want to know that you're going to make things happen, be a contributor, start things, run things, whatever.
And then, and donate a lot back.
And that's the guy and gal I think they want. And so what indication? Oh, you started at this, you ran at this, you helped at this. That's, in my mind, what the story ends up being and what they're looking for. That's my take on it. I could be.
So he got in early decision. What do you think? What do you think got him in? Do you think it was the volleyball story?
I think it was a cohesive story about a kid who loves volleyball and used that to help others, help himself, learn, coach, and do a bunch of things. It opened doors that he could do a lot of things. And that's a kid who, he'll do stuff like that here. That's what I think.
And then plus, I'm assuming he took all the max APs and he got the top scores and all that stuff. You got to have that.
Oh,
he never got a B? Did he ever get a B?
No, he has straight A's. He's mid 1500s SAT, so he's not a genius. He didn't get 1600, and he's an IB. I think that helped. International baccalaureate, whatever it's called. Yeah, and all his classes were honors and AP, of course. But that's everybody has to do that, right? To get into top school, you got to take the hardest.
That's like
courses
the basic.
And stuff.
Like
That's the pay to play. That's the baseline to play to even be considered, right?
Yeah. Well, Wayne, there you go, man. Just take that formula and exchange volleyball for tennis, and you're done.
Yeah, I don't know if but
and the straight A's.
I don't know if we can even be at the baseline. That's fine.
No, but seriously,
open the door to play. So we may not even have a ticket to play, but
anyway. She's good enough at tennis, so she could probably help some young kids learn a little tennis.
Yeah, no. When I heard those ideas, I thought those were some pretty cool ideas, like just helping some other people, learn tennis or coach or things like that, or open up a program to help maybe some underprivileged kids get to play.
So Jim, you guys use a college counselor. Maybe we should talk about this craziness for a while. That seems to be like a whole different scamish program.
That is sort of a scamish,
or maybe not, because your kid got into Northwestern. What do you think of college counselors?
I think that this whole thing is so rigged towards, let's be honest, mid to affluent people like us that can afford. I mean, at the same time, it's like, these are our kids, so we're going to think about how to, help them. So we wouldn't apologize for it, but it's a tricky thing. So I do think they help because there is a it's like knowing the rules to the game, you will play the game better. If you don't know what a rook does
True.
in
Yeah.
chess, you're not going to
Yeah.
use it right, and so you're probably going to get your ass kicked, right? So I think that's how I would portray it. And could we have done it without? Yes. Would it have gone as well? No, because one, they keep them on track, but two, they know the rules of the game and
Right.
stuff. And we helped a lot. We were like involved. I'd like to think we helped. Like we would go, talk about it, essays like, oh, how about that time you blah 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 blah. Oh yeah, okay, that's a good idea.
Okay, so you
So
were
it was
bouncing ideas.
collaborative.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Obviously.
they know the what that what I said about and it's a cohesive story. I gathered that from reading a lot, sitting on a lot of webinars, and listening to the counselors talk. There's a lot of free stuff out there that you can just listen to as well.
So now that you know the rules, do you think you can just sort of apply it to your second? Or do you think you still need a counselor to get your second one?
I think of it as swimming. Did either of you teach your kids how to swim?
our own
No,
kids how to swim?
yeah, I sent them to a swim class.
Are you like, my kids don't know how to swim? Because that's embarrassing because you live in California. So I hope they,
No, they do know how to
You're
swim.
like,
think about it, but-
Miley doesn't know how to swim. No.
Yeah.
I say it like that, like theoretically and technically I'm qualified. I know how to swim. But
Oh.
none of us did that. It's
Right.
just not an awesome
You need
experience.
that buffer.
It's the buffer. The best way I've heard somebody describe it is this: like the kid has to drive the car. You want to be in not the front seat. You want to be in the back seat. So you want to be there so you can listen and you can help out emergency. And if you get a college counselor, they're in the passenger seat. So they're guiding. They're the
right,
driving
okay.
instructor. So that's a good analogy, I think.
Yeah,
So
the
we're in
good
the car.
analogy is if they have a head-on collision, you're in the back seat, you're a little safer.
Yes, you're safer.
I like that. Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
So we're talking about, was it like a $20,000 to $25,000 deal, or was it like a $10,000 deal?
I've heard anywhere from 5 to 100,000.
I know there's a guy in New York that charges $100K.
Yeah, dude. Well,
That's
people in
not
New
a
York, they don't care
scam.
about money, man. Ours was more in the 10 plus, less than 20 range.
Yeah, that's what I've seen.
I don't actually know exactly. I should know, but Joyce handles that part of things.
That's what everybody says. Everybody's always like, "Oh, the
Nobody wants to know, or even if you did know, you probably blacked it out now just to
Yeah.
Well,
protect
but no,
yourself from the pain.
I've done the sales process for at least 4 or 5 of these things, because Mackenzie wanted to, just check out her options, so we did it, and some of them were like, $50 grand, especially if you started as a
wow.
freshman, and I was like, what's the ROI?
Yeah,
What's the ROI on this? What's the ROI on this?
Well, but okay, so what if she ended up like getting into Brown or something? Okay, so would you? So now
You mean WashU, Hansel?
yeah, now that Peyton
Max
got into
wants to go to Brown.
Northwestern,
That's her number one place she wants to go.
so she wants to go to Brown.
Yeah, that's her stated.
Is it because you went there?
No, I think she went because we went to visit. She loved it. She's very artistic. RISD. We have cross enrollment. Brown has cross enrollment with RISD, and the open curriculum, which is what everybody loves about Brown, which is like take whatever the heck you want. So those three things.
They probably don't do legacy anymore, do they?
Well, I think legacy technically also means you have to give a lot of money, and that's not.
Well, they're two separate things. There's development and there's legacy, but I think most people are trying to stay away from legacy. It's actually illegal in California now to do legacy.
Yeah.
Or donations.
So I don't know. I honestly have no idea if me having gone there gives her a much better.
Okay,
chance.
so
It
so
won't
let's
hurt.
Let's say that we know that if you pay $30,000, you are assured that she would go to Brown. Is that worth it?
I mean, actually, 30,000. I think most people, again, we're all business people. Like from an RI perspective, that's a no-brainer.
No-brainer, yes or no? I don't know.
Yeah, no-brainer, yes or no.
To
Yeah.
me, that's a no-brainer yes on the ROI calculation. Wait, you still have to pay the tuition after that? Great every year. It's not a free ride. No, but I think from an ROI perspective, knowing it's a no-brainer. From a more moral, like, would that be right?
Right.
Like, I don't know. I'm not so sure. I don't think I'd feel so good about that, and I don't think she would too, because now she knows she only got in because her parents. Like, how does that play out in your minds, right?
Absolutely.
So I guess the way we have it now is better, which is like you pay, let's say $15K for a better shot at Brown, but it's not like a paying your way into Brown.
but it's more just
Yeah,
like
it's
for
kind of
the
funny. Somebody might be like, "Well, isn't that what you're doing by paying a college counselor?" Essentially, it's like,
Exactly.
no, but then you can always make
Exactly.
yourself feel better and just say, no, I'm just getting the rules. I'm just getting the rules. I'm finding out what a
well,
rook does.
it's true. You're getting the rules, but you know what? Peyton did all those things, like legit. There's no lying on the thing. He did all those things. So it's not paying $30,000. Like, well, she doesn't do anything. She's just going to get in. Like, he had to take the advice. Like, they might say, go do this, go do that, and if you don't do them, then you're probably not
Oh
going to have
yeah,
anything put on your
yeah.
thing.
No,
So
that's what
that's,
I
I think, the
meant. I meant
difference.
I meant like paying the extra money to get the extra help from an advisor to tell you what to do, but you still have to do the work to
Yeah,
get in.
Yeah.
yeah,
So, but I mean that's the way I look at it too. If it's 10 to 15K overall, if without scholarships, the school is what, like a quarter million now. So it's like a drop in the bucket anyway if you can get into a better school,
yeah.
right?
That's why I said the
Yeah.
ROI is
Pay that
pretty
to be
simple.
able to then pay the $250,000 tuition to then,
Yeah.
so then the better question is like, but do you really think, I mean, there is the name brand and all that, but like, so if somebody does go to Brown and pays the $250,000 and whatever, is it really that much better than going to a state school if are really a
Yeah.
go-getter?
Is it a quarter million ROI? Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
question.
I've always wondered that. Do you guys? What do you guys think?
Yeah, because we went to a crappy school. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
No,
We
no,
did
because you
okay.
went to the
But I
Brown
think,
equivalent. Like, what do you
honestly,
think?
I really think that it's like me and Hansel have this conversation a lot of times that you want your kids to go to the best schools and the top schools, but is that really going to make them have a happier, more successful life? And honestly, I don't necessarily think. I think that they can go to, any like America. The U.S. has so many great colleges, and you can go to like a lot of, just whatever the not the top, and do fine and have a happy, great, successful life. I think, but it's more like I think you still want them to be at the top just because, and it might give a slight barely edge, but if they're really a go-getter, because we all said like once you've done your first job, it's all about how well you did that job. It's not like nobody keeps going, oh, but he went to Harvard, like,
Yeah,
after the first
I
job.
don't know. Yeah, I would say I thought about that a lot actually. I Yes and no because I go on Reddit sometimes, especially there's a bunch of college related stuff on there that I read about, and some kids are like got full rides to let's say like Indiana or whatever, wash you, but I have to pay a fair amount. And people are like, oh, Indiana State for sure, full ride or whatever. And I'm like, so I went to Andreessen Horowitz, A16Z, whatever, VC, whatever. Go,
Okay.
I don't know why. This is the first one that came to my mind. Go to their team page or leadership page. Go to each one. I challenge you to find me more than two people who don't have Ivy Plus, you know what I mean, the schools,
Top 20, yeah.
top 20. I challenge you to find anybody who doesn't. So you tell
Well,
me if it
so
doesn't
okay.
really matter
That,
after your first job, because that's
you know,
not the first job of anybody to get
Yeah,
into
that's
that VC
true.
firm. So
you
you
know,
tell me, does it matter?
I think this it matters if you want to be working at Andreessen Horowitz, if
Exactly.
you want to be Supreme
Or
Court Justice,
or
you want to be the
Goldman.
president,
Yes.
Goldman.
Yep.
Okay. But if you
Yep.
just want like a good job that pays a lot of money, if you want to be an entrepreneur or whatever, it
Yeah.
actually doesn't matter much at all.
I
But what
completely
does
agree.
matter is parental ego.
It
We,
does.
we
It
want to
does.
tell
But you have
people,
all the options, right? Because if you do want to go Gunner and Goldman and VC,
yeah,
you have the door could be open. The door is closed if you go to Indiana State.
Right.
I don't even know if
probably.
that's a real school. Nothing against it, but like the door is closed. There's no way you're working at Andreessen Horowitz if you
Yeah,
went there. Just
that's right.
period. Until
Yeah,
you get into Harvard for an MBA,
Yeah.
now we can talk,
Now,
right?
yeah,
yeah.
That kind of thing.
yeah.
And I do wonder, I still wonder, I want to go back to all my old bosses and be like, hey, did my schools have anything to do with you hiring me? Like, I
Yeah, or was
really
it
am
me?
curious.
And they're like,
Yeah.
no, we hired you because you're half Taiwanese.
Yeah.
You know,
And your charming
and
personality.
yeah, and you weren't afraid to go into a nuclear reactor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you could do that, you can do anything.
That's
yeah.
true.
Well, cool. Well, congrats on the Northwestern thing. That's awesome. So let's talk about Minnesota. How do you say it? What's the Arnold
Minnesota.
Schwarzenegger
Minnesota.
accent?
Minnesota. Yeah, I mean,
So
picked
you
up and
live,
you left
you
us
live,
and moved out to
yeah, you lived
Minnesota.
in the Bay Area partying with us in your own band, your rival band with our Wayne and I band, my band.
That's right.
We
And
were like
then for
brother
years,
bands.
We
yeah,
were
brother
brother
band
bands of the
with all of these Asians
mediocrity.
here. And then
Mediocrity against mediocrity.
mediocrity, yeah, suck against suck. So we're hanging out with all these Asians. Then you met your wife, and then you guys decided to up and go to Minnesota. Where where did that come from? Were you guys wanting to hang out with some white people, or what happened?
Yes. I'm tired of you Asians. No. Oh wait, I'm
Yeah.
Asian too. Uh, so Joyce grew up in the Midwest, so she got family in Minnesota, where we moved. Her sister, she's really close, and then in Indiana, Chicago, Wisconsin, so all throughout the Midwest. And we had been in the Bay Area, after we got married for a fair amount of time, a couple of years. I've been there since '87, and her since I don't know 90 something or 2000. We all lived through the dot-com thing. I was just kind of tired of it. I mean, during
A
that
rat
time, I
race?
also moved to New York for 2 years
It
because I
is a
just wanted
rat
something
race.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was tired of like all the endless like your whole self-worth is about whether your company you have options and your company went
IPO.
public and
And
did
where
it
you
go
went to
IPO?
school?
Was it successful? Where you went? Did you go to Stanford or at least
Yeah.
Cal? Like like kind of thing. And it's important to, I think, know yourself too. And I think if I'm honest, like I don't like I'm competitive in that way and stuff, but like I don't love that. And I just every
Yeah.
day I'm like, should I be doing something more else? Why am I not a CEO yet? I'm already 32 years old. Like crap like that. I feel like a failure. Like I don't want that anymore. Like that's just and everybody's made differently, right? So and I was just kind of tired of the Bay Area. I've done all that, I was skiing, all that, surfing, all this stuff. Like something new. I've never lived really in the
So
Midwest.
so then
Let's
how
do
was
it.
it once you got there?
It
Horrible,
was
right?
really,
Horrible.
it was really freaking cold, which is
Hmm.
why we ended up moving back. Everybody says those were the two worst winters ever in
Mm.
Minneapolis, and that's saying something because it gets cold there. But I actually really liked it a lot. The Twin Cities are really diverse. They got a great art scene, beer scene, food scene, the whole thing. Like
They got a great professional football team too,
they
just so you
do
know.
have a pretty
The
kick-ass
Vikings
football
are,
team.
they probably are,
It's here
they
and
should be
there.
better than the Eagles, but I mean, some
Yeah,
kind of
if only they had
anomaly.
won the game that they should
Yeah,
have
well,
won,
they had
the two
played a
games that
little
they
bit
should have
better.
won.
Yeah,
So,
that's
but
true.
yeah, no, I mean, love the area, love everything. But it was just too cold,
So
basically.
and then you decided to go to LA, which is another area with tons of Asians. But so if you had to decide now, would you rather do the California thing where you got Asians all around you, everything's rat race, or the chill, Minnesota thing, more, laid back?
Uh, I don't know how to answer that because um, I think I just like variety. I
Hmm.
mean,
Well,
before when
also
we're
Southern
chatting,
California, it's not, is it still a rat race there? Where you
uh,
were at?
less so.
Less so
It's
than the Bay Area.
where you guys up north, right? It's
It's
VC,
bad.
tech, IPO culture. Down here, looks and what you drive and stuff like that are probably a little bit more the status things versus
That's
like
true.
the number of options you have or something like that. But there's still that. But I do think it's less so. It's more chill. We'd always we thought we'd move back up north, and every time we visit, it's like, oh, dude, it's like this. It's still like that. Everybody has a Tesla. I've told you that we're like, oh my goodness, what if you don't have a Tesla? Will you be ostracized? Like
Yeah, you would.
Yeah,
right?
you
Nobody will
would.
talk to you. My friends won't talk to me anymore and stuff. They won't want to hang out because I drive a Honda or whatever. So, but down here, it's more chill, I think. But I think I just like variety. Like I like different things, whatever it is, different foods. So that's why before we were talking, before we got on, like I might move back to Philly or something like that. Like
Right.
it's been 30, 40 years since I lived there. Something new, some old. So I don't think it's one's better than the other. I think I just like, it's like travel. I like visiting different countries. I don't know
Did
that
you feel
I
like
like
out
one
of
more than the
place in
other.
Minnesota at all because of the whole Asian thing?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. I mean, I'd be lying if I didn't say I was like, I'm the only shared experiences, not many, like,
Yeah, yeah.
um, so yeah, maybe a little bit, but you have things to connect over, like sports. You get in a pickup game of sports. It's basketball's basketball. Right? Go to church, like church is church.
Mm.
Christians,
So
What,
were your
like,
friends there pretty like did you have a bunch of Asian friends or was it like just same demographics as Minnesota?
Ooh,
Like
no,
white?
less. We had this one, probably one set of Asian friends,
Oh, really?
but
Okay.
but not like in the Bay Area where I with like you guys a ton.
Yeah,
Like
that's
no,
because
so
that's
a
all
lot
there is here
fewer.
is all Asians.
I
What
know.
about LA though?
But here, like almost like I live in a town that is my kid's school is like
That's right.
70% Asian.
It's super
So
Korean,
guess
right?
what? All my friends are. They're all
Yeah, yeah,
Asian.
yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, okay. So you just hang out with whoever's cool. You don't like gravitate towards the Asians.
Well, I do think that no, I mean I think there's a comfort level as shared values, experiences, funny stories, things like that. So I think and with us, with one comes two, comes four, comes eight, and so yeah, I think I generally would say I would be lying if I said I wasn't like I just gravitated and more comfortable with
Yeah.
Asian Americans.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah.
guess I guess that's why we often group together.
Yeah.
All right. Well, cool. Wayne, what do we got next? I think we're moving on to the next section there.
All right. It is time for the How Asian Are You segment, Jim. So
Oh
hopefully
boy.
you're ready. Hey, Ru.
Okay.
That's
Hey, Ru.
right. We like to pronounce it Haru.
Yeah.
All right,
Hansel
Jim.
actually pronounces it better. He's
Yeah,
more
yeah, Wayne, you
fluent
still
than I.
got that Alabama accent on it. Okay, so we're gonna give you three questions here. Asian oriented. Let's see how Asian you actually are. All right, so actually one of these is pretty hard, but I'll start easy.
But, he did go to Brown and Stanford, so
In
make him
Stanford, his
hard.
kid goes Northwestern.
Just
So
totally drill
if
this
you don't
guy.
get 3 out of 3, then you're totally lame.
Then you're at the WashU level.
But no
Only
pressure.
three?
3 out of 3. All right, here we go.
All right.
Name the two Asian actors that played Sulu on Star Trek.
Dude, I never watched Star Trek.
Come on. What kind of Asian are you? You got to be a nerd
I
about
mean, I
it.
know who Sulu was. I can kind of picture him. And number one, I didn't realize two different people play. Wait, George Takai.
There you go.
There we go.
That's totally.
The
But why
second one's
was
hard
there?
if you don't
There's
watch Star
seriously a
Trek.
second person?
He did the movies,
He was in the Harold and Kumar, right?
and he's in Harold and Kumar.
Okay. No,
He
I
did
don't
the
know the
movie
second
version.
guy. I don't know the second guy.
John.
John Cho.
Yeah.
John Cho.
Nailed it.
Oh, I get
The
it.
Harold and Kumar
Yeah,
guy.
yeah. For
Yeah,
the
It's the movie guy.
played the young version. Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's kind of like a whole different Star
Oh,
There's a
I
Trek.
trick
see what
question.
you're trying to say. He was also in Harold and Kumar. Is you're trying to give me a hint because he
Yeah.
was
He was
Harold.
also in that American Pie movie where he was,
Yeah,
Was he
he
an
was
American
MILF guy,
Pie?
right?
yeah.
Yeah, he was the MILF guy.
Yeah, he was like looking
He was
at
a
the
yelling
picture.
MILF all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, he
I
made
don't
the
remember
he made
that
the
at all.
term MILF super popular.
Yeah.
Yeah, way to go.
Okay.
John Cho,
All
if
right.
you're out
Question number
there.
2.
Anyway.
Question number 2 is food related. What is the difference between chow fun and chow mein?
Chow
I feel like
fun
that's
and
one of those
chow
you know
mein.
I'm
it or
just
you don't.
picturing eating
Chow
it
fun
and
is wider and fatter, and
Yes.
chow mein is
Yeah.
fried noodles.
yeah.
See, you still got the Chinese stuff in you.
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
you know.
what if I was Korean? Would you ask me a different question, like kimbap
Yes.
versus
Well,
bibimbap or something?
These
I
are
have
these are
Korean
Taiwanese
for a Korean.
questions.
Yeah, I should if I would have known the
That was the
Taiwanese thing.
Taiwanese side of me that answered. By the
Yeah.
way, we strong.
All right, this last one is very specifically for you. For anybody else, including Wayne and everybody else, this is probably really hard. I think you would know the answer to this because you're a music guy.
Dude.
So, because you used to know all the music.
Oh, now you set it up where when I get it wrong, it's gonna be super
I
disappointing.
know, that's what I've been doing this whole time.
Yeah, setting it
Setting you
up.
up for failure. Thanks.
Okay, all right. So, well, okay, so I'll just start with the easy version of this. Name an Asian American musician or band.
Did that be Japanese breakfast?
Okay, I've never heard of them, but I'm sure that's a name.
Linda Linda's.
I thought you were gonna
Yeah.
say like James Eha or Shonen Knife, some of the guys from the old days.
Yeah, no, I guess I could, but no, I keep up with
Too
music.
many.
Linda Linda's and Japanese breakfast.
Dude,
She's half
I
Korean.
grew up in Alabama. I don't even know what you guys are talking
Yeah,
about.
I have no idea what you're talking about either. Okay,
Okay,
but here's
wait.
the hard one. This
Okay,
one
hold
is
on.
you have to have listened to the news a bit about Asian Americans. What's the name of the band that sued all the way up to the Supreme Court about their racist sounding name that they could not trademark?
This is recent.
Oh, I guess you don't know that. I thought you would know.
The,
Wayne, do you know this one? This was like I'm gonna say like 4 or 5 years ago.
No, I was
This is like a
Asian
really
a
famous
band
case.
I
that
mean,
went up to the Supreme Court about because they couldn't trademark them?
So the Asian, so you remember when
Flip?
I had that
as soon as
Green
you read the
Day
question, I'm
Blink
just like,
182 cover band, and it was called Green Chink 182.
What the
So,
hell?
the,
No.
so anyway, so these guys they had a racist sounding name, and they tried to trademark the name, and the trademark guy says you can't do it because it's offensive, and so they sued, and we went all the way up to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court actually said, yeah, you can actually trademark it. It's First Amendment or whatever. You hadn't
Chink
heard of
182?
this? No, it is not Chink 182.
Oh.
wasn't
It's
that
called the
you
slant.
and Al Hansel?
The
Didn't you
slants.
you guys did that?
Wait, what did you say?
It's called the slants.
Oh, the slants.
Oh, I said
Ah,
the slip. That was
Is
close.
okay. Hansel answered it himself.
So I only
So
got
you'll
one and a
get
half
credit.
out of three.
That doesn't ring a bell? Oh man, I thought you would
Not
know that
really.
that for sure. That was a super hard question. I was like,
Oh.
that's only
I
Jim would
thought it
You
know.
was
ask the
I
same
thought it was
questions
the
to
band
everybody?
No.
Yeah,
Okay.
you
No, I
Hansel
upped your
created
level
another
by
racist
50.
band, right? You created one,
Uh,
Hansel,
yeah, I
after
Yeah,
feel
that's
like
what I was
them.
talking about. Green Chink 182.
Yeah, that's
I'm
way
gonna go
worse than
trademark that thing,
yeah, like
this.
you're racist, dude.
Yeah, that's way worse than the slants.
but I
I
can
mean,
trademark it, apparently.
Lance isn't even like that's
that's
about as unoffensive
yeah,
as I don't
I
it's
know.
know.
not
The
that bad
slants
at
is like,
all.
yeah, I guess white people find it as offensive for us, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, all
Okay.
right. So last part of the podcast, last part of the podcast. Jim, do you have a life tip of some sort for us all to ponder?
Um, I do. Let's see. I think I think I alluded to it earlier. This is not earth shattering, but maybe sooner than later, ideally, because I figured out too late. Like maybe know your strengths and weaknesses. It's not earth shattering. But my example I was thinking about is like when we travel, Joyce is the travel agent. She
Where's
takes
your
care of
wife?
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joyce is my wife. Everything up until the time we get on the plane. From the time we get on the plane till we get home is me. I'm the tour guide. I'm really good at that. She's really good at planning. I was thinking about other things like I have worked at all these small startups. And you know, my first company like GE and second one was like, you know, PeopleSoft and like Oracle. I
Oracle.
suck at navigating. Yeah, you were at Oracle too. Wait, I don't know how to navigate big organizations. I don't know how to make my way. I don't know how to do that. I fail miserably, you know, trying to succeed and move up. I'm really good one-on-one, one-on-two with you guys, small groups and stuff. And I'm very relational. So I realized, oh, I'm good. That makes startups really great because you're kind of like, you know, everybody and you can work and be successful and stuff. And when I realized that, like, made things a lot better for me. Other things like I used to think I could play better in our band if I drank a bunch of beer before because I'd be really loose. And then I realized that I'm actually just a really bad guitar player when I'm drunk. And so you learn that about yourself. But in addition to that, preparing, like you guys sent some stuff over. Like I used to think I should just be good. If you're smart, like, you just bam right off. You ask, I'm good right off the cuff. I'm fast on my feet, whatever. No, I'm not that guy. I found that over and over. I'm going to be doing a presentation. I'm doing anything. I need to prepare.
I feel like you'd be really good at that. You're not good at just
No,
talking.
I'm really bad at that. So preparation, I think maybe makes me seem a little bit like I'm actually quick on my feet or whatever, but I have to think about it. Every time I just had to present last week at a SKO and I spent a ton of time on it. And I don't know if it has to do with that, you know, yeah. And also, yeah, I prepare for things, which allows me to feel more free and whatever. And you guys probably should know this, but like I'm an introvert that everybody apparently thinks is an extrovert.
Really?
Really?
I thought you were
Exactly,
extrovert.
right? That's what everybody says. But I think
No way.
again, know yourself and know, you know, I know that I'm cussed, but whatever. So borderline, but you know, but know yourself. I bring my extrovert self to work because I have to, right? To be a good leader, this, that, and the other thing. That's how I feel. But you know, introvert, you got to recharge and social battery. All
How
that.
many Asian friends do we know that call themselves introverts? Like every single one calls, I don't know anybody that calls himself an extrovert, right?
True.
Who
I would
would
have
be
thought
that
you, I
extrovert?
would have thought May.
Yeah, but May called herself an
There's
introvert.
some other people that,
I could
yeah,
see
she
that.
says she's an introvert.
Margie? I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know. A lot of it's like all the Asians have to say they're introverts. But see, once everybody says it, then it loses all meaning.
Yeah, because then it's
Somebody's gotta be
racist.
on one scale
Then
or
it's
the
just like a
other.
whole racist thing. It's like all Asians are introverts.
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
you better
We're
have
falling
some of
into
them.
that stereotype.
You better just
You're
start
just-
lying and say you're an
Yeah,
extrovert,
no, that's
dude.
a good point. Seriously, maybe you should ask that as a question now as part of the, you
Yeah.
know, who are you? What do you do? Are you half Taiwanese? Are you an introvert? Are you half introvert?
Yeah.
You know,
What about your wife? What do you think, Joyce?
oh, definitely introvert.
You're really? Okay.
Really?
Yeah. And I would say probably my kids as well. I feel like now we have to think of somebody amongst our friends that,
Yeah.
you know,
Right?
that's an extrovert.
My brother
Super
Haniel
loud.
is the only one that will like own up to
That's
be
true.
like, I am an extrovert. He
Yeah.
specifically says he's the only one that I know.
That is true. Haniel would be like, I am an extrovert.
That's too
And
funny.
let me tell you why.
I
Yeah,
feel
let me
like
tell you what.
Lisa's brother Ed was an extrovert.
Oh.
Ask Lisa whether she
Maybe.
felt that.
Yeah,
I feel like that he was.
Would Alan maybe?
Alan. Yeah, we gotta ask Alan. I'm sure-
Yeah.
yeah. Alan.
Yeah.
Might
Oh wait,
be.
Mei Ling. Mei Ling is definitely an extrovert, right?
Yeah.
You would
Yeah.
think.
There's no doubt.
All right, now we're naming too many names that nobody knows, but
Yeah, exactly.
exactly.
Start looking
so
these
Jim, but
people up.
that kind of wraps up the hour, but or the 45 minutes, I guess. But man, really appreciate. It's really good to see you, man. I haven't seen you in a long time, but really
Thank you,
appreciate your
Jim.
time.
Thank you,
And all the
Jim.
prep you did for this.
All the prep. Yeah, thank you. But you should
I
have just
spent
gotten
4
drunk.
hours getting ready for this.
You should have just gotten
No,
drunk
just kidding.
and come on.
No, I appreciate what you guys are doing and raising the you know, level, and you guys hit such a cool thing that you're doing, and then just parlay and do other things related to it. It's good. And when are we going to get together and do this over beer?
Yeah,
and not
have some
record it.
real beers here soon. Cool.
right.
Well, thanks a bunch, man. Really appreciate
All
it.
right, take care, guys.
We are sponsored by none other than the Coder School, a company that teaches kids how to code with over 70 locations all around the country. So if you're interested in getting your kids to code, head online and check us out. Learn to code, change the world. Thanks for listening.